Okay, let's start the process for the wood texture. I try different approach for reaching wood result, wood material inside Substance Painter. So it's not like using pre-made, ready wood material from the shelf. And we are going to use different layers, setting different masks. And in this process, I need 4 texture for creating this material. I put them for you in the project folder so you can use them as well. And let's start our work. So for the base, I need a layer like this, and we need to change color to something like, this kind of yellowish. Okay. And for the roughness, I think maybe 0. Oh, it's not on the slider. 0.85. It's good. Okay, like this. We can control the color after setting layers, so we can escape that. And let's just make it a little orangish. Okay, yeah, something like this. Okay, so let's create another layer here. I'm going to call it grain noise. First grain noise, yeah. And let's set up this layer. For this one, I need to have a little small value on the height, for example, like this. And the roughness should be like 0.7. And we don't need metallic, normal, or AO. And for the color, let's change it to something like this yellow. Okay, let's add black mask. And now I'm going to add fill layer and put vein number 1 to this. So it's okay. I just need to rotate 90 degrees, and that's fine. So this is the result that we have. We can change tiling to number 2, or even we can change projection to triplanar. But I think UV projection and tiling 2, it's okay. Oh, we need to change the fill layer actually, not the layer itself. Okay, I think 2, it's okay, but it's too much. Let's check 1.4. Yeah, I think it's better. I think so much better. So, okay, let's go for the next layer. And I'm going to add anchor point here because maybe we need to use that in the future. Okay, and let's create grain noise number 2. For this one, I need color, height, roughness again. And for the height, I'm going to add negative value. Okay, and for the for the roughness, I go for 0.9. Okay, and the color maybe like this, but a little darker. Okay, something like this one. And let's add black mask. Add fill layer. Oh, fill layer, yeah. And let's use the second mask like this. Okay, so let's increase tiling amount. Yeah, we have this, and that's perfect. Okay, we can add a level and play the level value here. I think we need to change this slider, yeah, to have something like this. So That's okay. Let's add an anchor point here and go for the next layer. Okay, I'm going to create a small grain noise. Okay, for this one, let's keep color as black. Okay, like this. And negative height again. Okay, maybe a little stronger than grain noise 2. And roughness as number 1. So let's add black mask. Let's add fill layer. Okay, and now in here I'm going to search for directional scratches. Okay, let me see what we have here. Yeah, this one. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. So we have these lines. It's perfect for the wood. And let's increase the balance and see what's happening. Increase tiling. Okay. And let's go for the noise parameter. Let's increase scale to something like 7. Okay. And for the pattern size Y, let's increase this amount. And let's decrease the balance here. Okay, and we can change the tiling amount to create a stretch on the texture. Okay, it's good. Let's add a filter like warp to break the generic shape that we have. Okay, so let's add another warp in here. So this is what we have. Okay, let's bring up the contrast, play with the balance. We have warp, it's too much. Let's use another and increase source tiling. Okay, so increase intensity. Yeah, we have this pattern, and let's remove some area with grunge. Okay, for example, number 7. It's a good grunge to subtract from this. Increase tiling. Yeah, like this. You can play with the balance and contrast. Okay. So that's okay, I think. We have them. Okay, we can have white value, or maybe we can change blending mode to soft light. So maybe we have some color variation. Okay, before moving, we can add another layer here, color var. Okay, let's go for the soft light. I just need color, or even we can use, you know, like filter, HSL, and let's add black mask here. Okay, add a fill layer, use some grunges like number 7, increase tiling to something like 5, increase contrast, decrease the balance, change random seed. Okay, and now we can change. Okay, let's add pass through for the blending mode, and in here I go for the soft light. So the blending mode of the filter should be on soft light, the blending mode for layer itself should be on pass through. So it's going to collect the data and we are going to edit the data here. So like this, you can increase or decrease the data. Yeah. And let's change the blending mode, change some randomness here, but I think it's okay. Maybe we can decrease the opacity of the mask, and we are done. So, okay, let's add a paint layer here. Okay, and I'm going to call it color control, and maybe we can add sharpen here. Okay, pass through. Let's apply to all channel. Let's add filter and use sharpen effect. Okay, this is the sharpen, and the intensity is 1. I think it's too much. Maybe 0.35. It's better. 35. Yeah. And you can see some wood line here very well. Okay, so we are done. And let's go back to the color control. For the color control, we need to change the blending mode to pass through, and let's apply all channel here. Okay. And let's add filter HSL and another filter, contrast and luminosity. Okay. Okay, and now we are going to change lightness, saturation, and a little hue in the HSL. And for the contrast and luminosity, let's try negative value. Yes, we have the wood texture. And let's add fill layer. I'm going to call it color brand number 1. So let's load the texture that we load, and we have this. Okay, it's so cool. Okay, we can decrease the tile to something like this, or maybe this one. Oh, it's not too much. Yeah, the one is good and great. So let's change the blending mode to something like overlay, or maybe yeah, I think this one is better. Okay. Yeah. We go for the linear dodge, or we can go for the lighten and decrease the opacity amount. Okay, to something like, for example, 45. Yeah, it's super cool. Okay, maybe we can change it to soft light or overlay, multiply, and see which one is better. So we go for the linear dodge. Okay, and let's go for the color variation number 2, the color var 2. Okay, let's add this texture to base color. Okay, and keep the color itself and the roughness. Okay, the roughness should be like this, not too shiny. Okay, and we can change the opacity again, and maybe change the blending mode. Okay, yeah, overlay, I think it's good, but we need to decrease texture again. Let's increase the tiling. Okay, so we have this wood here, and we can increase the opacity here. Let's add a black mask. Let's go add the fill layer, and let's choose, for example, this wood pattern. Increase the balance, the contrast here. Okay, maybe decrease the contrast. It's a better option. And we can decrease the opacity. Yeah. Yeah, it's better. So let's add the third color variation. Okay, add black mask, and I'm going to add generator here, 3D linear. Okay, play with the balance, contrast again. Okay, so we have this. Let's invert it. Okay, and change the blending mode to soft light and increase the whiteness. Or maybe we can use the dark value here, like this. Okay, so let's play with the balance again. So yeah, and let's decrease the amount of the opacity to 50, for example. Yeah, that's fine. And even we can use something like add black mask, add generator, and UV randomize. Okay, so you can see what we have here, and just keep the color, go to the, for example, dark color, and change the blending mode to soft light. And we have different color here. So this is the color variation number 4. And yeah, like this, we can increase the whiteness. So we have this, or we can use a dark color instead. So this is the wood material that we have, and let's increase this one. Yeah, I like to have this pattern on the wood, so maybe we can add to color variation number 1, this mask. Okay, so let's add a fill layer. Let's add, for example, this wood pattern. Okay, play with the contrast and balance. And yeah, we have this. But in here, I would like to have this pattern actually. So let's change the tiling to number 1, or maybe 1.4. Okay, so we have this. Let's change it to normal. Okay, it's okay. Let's change it to 1.8. Right. Okay, now I think we should change the blending mode of this color variation number 2 to linear dodge. Okay, we have this effect. It's super cool. And we have this one. Okay, like this, and it's awesome. So let's go to the base color. As you can see, we have a very good and rich base color channel right now. Okay, so I think it's enough for the base wood, and let's go with the roughness variation layer. Okay, roughness variation. I just need to have roughness, go to the black mask, okay, and add a fill layer and use something like you know, fingerprint, maybe. Let's use it. Increase the tiling to 5 and change the roughness. Yeah, something like this. Okay, 8, and boom. It's okay. Let's change it like this. No, 0.8 it's better. And let's add another color control here, exactly the same that we have here. So let's copy this here, and now we can see the wood. Okay, so for the contrast, we just need to have on the color exactly the same setting here. Okay, and let's play with the HSL. Okay, we can change the color like this, play with the saturation, lightness, and we can add black mask and use some grunge. Okay, let's increase the tiling in the grunge. 3, I think it's better. Okay, and this is the contrast. We can increase that. Yeah, something like this. We can increase the balance again. Okay, maybe change tiling amount. Yes. Let's maybe decreasing the opacity. It's a good idea. So back to the roughness variation. We can play with this, and yeah, let's increase the sharpen amount to 0.3 actually, and I think it's good. Okay, it's time to add another folder here, text, because we are going to add some text here, so it's obvious we need a folder for that. And for the layers inside that, we need a fill layer, and we call it text base. Okay, we need another layer here and call it base, and the other one outline. Okay, what is the text base? Because we are going to use a complex mask, so we need something here to put data on it, and use anchor point and load it to the base. So this is just only for creating data, and after that we're going to use the data that we create here on the base. Okay, so let's go for the base. For the base, I just need to have height and roughness. For the roughness, I use 0.8 for the number, and for the height, I use negative, for example, 0.05. I think it's good. But we need some color manipulation. So let's add filter. And in this filter, I'm going to use HSL. And let's bring up the brightness to something like 0.8. Okay, so this is the base. Let's add the black mask for that. And let's add anchor point for that. We're just creating a structure right now. And after all of that, we create all the material. We come back here and tweak the parameter. Okay, so for the outline, I need black mask. I need fill layer. And in this fill layer, I'm going to load the base mask, this one. Okay, duplicate it, change it to subtract, and add a filter like blur. So whenever we work on this text part, we maybe add some extra filter like warp, blur slab, or something like this. But for now, it's okay. And because for the outline, we need a peak part, I'm going to increase the height. So I need height, roughness, something like 0.5, and color in white. Okay, and the blending mode for the color should be soft light. So this is for the text. If we want to check it, we can add paint layer here, or maybe paint layer here. It's better to have paint layer on the base, and we just create some lines. So we need to change the blending mode of the folder to pass through, so we can manipulate the data from the previous one. Okay, and let's change the blending mode here to pass through too. Yeah, it's done here. Maybe we just need to use soft light and dark color. It's better. Yeah, I think it's much better. Okay, so we have this, and you can see what's happening here. Okay, so let's remove this. It's okay for now, and we need to go to the next one, but this video is long enough. Let's go for the next video. So see you on the other side.